Haunting Sleepwalking Confessions. I always knew my husband was a sleepwalker. The first time, I found him in the kitchen at 3 a.m., buttering bread with no memory of it the next morning. It was harmless, almost endearing. But things changed after his mother died. I started finding handwritten notes around the house, apologies scribbled on scraps of paper. Sometimes tucked in my coat pocket, sometimes slid under the front door. They were always addressed to people we both knew. His childhood friend who drowned, my father who died of cancer, even our neighbor who'd passed away last winter. The apologies were specific, referencing private arguments or regrets that only the living could remember. At first, I thought it was just his way of coping. Maybe he was working through unresolved guilt in his sleep. But one night, I woke up to the sound of him whispering in the dark, pens scratching feverishly on paper. I watched from the hallway as he leaned over the kitchen table, writing with his eyes wide open but unfocused, his lips moving soundlessly. I listened, heart hammering, as he murmured names I hadn't heard in years, names of people who were long gone. Something about the way he said them made the hairs on my neck stand up. A week later, I found a letter addressed to me, slipped between the pages of a book I hadn't touched in months. My hands shook as I read it. It was an apology for something I hadn't done yet, a fight we'd never had, a betrayal I'd never committed. The words were desperate, pleading. The date at the top was 3 days in the future. I tried to laugh it off, but the atmosphere in the house changed. My husband grew pale and withdrawn, avoiding my eyes. He stopped sleepwalking, but I started waking up to find new letters anyway. Always apologies, always to the dead. Last night, I woke to the sound of someone crying softly in the living room. The lamp was on, and my husband was gone. I followed the noise and found him sitting on the floor, surrounded by letters addressed to people I didn't recognize, names that made my skin crawl just to read. When I asked who they were, he looked at me with empty eyes and said, "They're the ones you need to apologize to next." And now, as I sit here writing this, I realize every note has my handwriting.